Just again, having a bit of fun, bringing my music back into here. My music is so old. The kids, they basically just go, it's like really, Mum? But anyway, that's who I am. That's the generation that I'm coming from. And thanks. So how are we? It is Wednesday evening in Sydney, and it's just gone, well, it's actually 5:30. So in a little bit, I'll go downstairs and make some dinner, which will be basically sizzle steaks with vegetables. So it's fairly simple, but the kids love it, family likes it, so hey, it's a win. All right, so what I wanted to just come on tonight about is to say a few things. First of all, I started a new challenge today. I've actually made it I'm not going to say very simple, because I have to remember how I was when I first started my health journey. So it's I'll share my screen, right? But I won't, obviously sort of hide behind the screen. I'll come back on. So I'll just share with you the little exercise program that I started that I'm going to do for the next 7 days in a row. So let me just bear with me. Here's Barry McCoy. This one. So I posted it in the actual private group, but it is another YouTube video. I do all my exercises at home off YouTube and things. So this one here is just a very simple walk off your fat fast 20 minutes. Walk off fat. Now I just read that completely wrong. Walk off fat fast 20 minutes. So it's a fat burning workout. Now I've actually been exercising for a while, so this is something that I actually am looking forward to seeing whether I could still get some kind of result, even though it's like I've gone back to my basics. But I'll just sort of show you that. So I'm throwing open the challenge. If anybody wants to sort of join me with this one, it's only about 20 minutes, the video, because she's talking at the end for about a couple of minutes. And then you're very welcome to just, enter in the comments below this one and just say day 1 done or day 2 done. All right, so let me just stop sharing so you can see me again. All right, so I'm actually doing this for 2 reasons. Number one, to just share how I would start. When people come on, it's like, well, I'm not used to sort of like moving and to exercise. What would I suggest? And this is how I started. I started off with 20 minutes and then I extended it to about 30 minutes. And it was just very simple sort of walking, and side steps and things like that. But I do have another reason why I'm actually doing this, is that, and this is my own fault, I actually hurt my back in the last set of exercises that I put together. Now it's not serious, I could still walk around, but the lower back is just a bit sort of, painful. So I've been doing some stretches and trying not to sit down too often, but I hurt it mainly because I increased my arm weights, and I was basically sort of, the posture was not right, and I was basically sort of forcing my the biceps to do these curls on increased weights, and I could feel that my posture wasn't actually correct, and so I just continued on because I thought, no, mind over matter, I can do this. And then of course it was like, yeah, my back started to actually sort of like hurt to the point where it was like, wow, this is actually quite painful for me to actually continue. So I gave it a rest yesterday and decided, I thought, well, I like challenges. I still want to do the movement, even though it's a bit restricted, but I don't mind the actual walking. It does actually hurt when I'm doing some of the walking exercises, but I figure it's only like sort of 20 minutes, so I'll persevere on that one. Another good one is if you actually do have maybe an injury, or you're not, you know, maybe you're just recovering when you're actually exercising, is to still be able to burn off fat, you could actually fast, where maybe it's just skipping a particular meal for the day, so that your body will still basically be pulling on whatever sort of food that you've already got in your body, and it, usually by that time, because you've actually sort of fasted a bit, then it's actually pulling on the fat storage. So that's actually quite a good one to actually burn fat. So there's no real excuse for you to actually continue on with a weight loss, or just your overall sort of well-being and looking after your body if you've had an injury, because you could actually incorporate a bit of that intermittent fasting into your routine and do that. So yeah, I thought I'd just share that one. Aside from that, we do have a slight change in my live chats tomorrow, because I do have a special guest, Amos, a health professional, Tokalawan, who is in Australia, and I think he's in Brisbane, but we'll get to know him tomorrow. Yeah, I've put a few sort of posts about the place to sort of share that, you know, I'm going to do a live chat, but of course that replay will be available, because it'll be just good to know, you know, we'll keep it so it's not so long, the chat, because maybe I'll just have to check it with Amos whether, you know, maybe we do another one, you know, depending on whether, you know, there's a lot of questions or some areas that we want to cover. So he doesn't know this. I've basically just sort of said it now. But I was just researching in particular, I think it was like a report that came out a few months ago in New Zealand. It was on the Diabetes New Zealand site, and I think it was Price Waterhouse actually did the report, and it was interesting the way that they had they did a research of the current state of diabetes in New Zealand, and just the opportunities of how that could actually be improved. So there were stats available. There was I was really looking to see whether I could actually find particular stats on diabetes and Pacific Islanders, which I did actually find, and there were some very enlightening, quite scary kind of information that I found, which I will sort of share, and we'll see whether we can, you know, maybe come up with as to possible sort of ideas or comments around why that is like that. So that will be all tomorrow anyway on that one. So that's what I wanted to do today, just come on, tell you that I've started this new 7-day challenge. When it comes to challenge, you don't know how far you can actually push yourself until you actually, number one, decide to do it. Number two, publicly share your progress. I find that actually helps a lot, because it puts you out there in terms of commitment that you are actually doing this thing, and that you can then comment on what, you know, on how it just went for you, your progress, because it's your personal progress on this one. And 3, because there is an end date on that one. So I'll probably do a very mini, you know, at the end of this particular walk at home challenge for 7 days, just give a bit of an update and see whether there is anything interesting in terms of like physical appearance. I think the fact that you're moving is always a plus. So that's why I encourage you to just move. And yeah, and we'll probably just leave it for now, and join me tomorrow. It's Sydney local time, 1 p.m. So work it out from there, whatever your local time is. But like I said, there will be a replay, and there will be links on my my page, my personal profile page, my health page, and of course the private group in there as well. So and just wherever I might actually be on the social media world. Okay, all right. Have a nice night, nice morning or afternoon, and I'll catch you tomorrow.